Oh my God, this is crazy. Check this out, guys.
I might be losing my job tomorrow. Yesterday, I needed to go to the ladies' room, so I called my supervisor. She came up to relieve me. Upon returning, she's yelling out the door, "Stay in the car." So I hurried up and I shut the door. As soon as I was stepping out, there was a rattlesnake about 6 feet away from me. Oh my gosh. So the snake is curled up. It's not moving, nothing. So she's opening up the door to see if it's moving or whatever. And I'm like, just leave it alone. I'm outside. I'm in the car. I'm watching the snake. So she's on the phone. Now at this time, we got to call the security company. We got to call animal control. They were closed. We're calling corporate. We're calling to try to get help with this snake. The policies at my job, if we harm the snake or even, okay, we get fired. Now the snake begins to move, and it's moving quick. It's going up to the guard shack, and half of the body now is underneath the door. My supervisor is freaking out. I'm talking about having a panic attack. She's crying, she's screaming, she's yelling, and she's holding the door on the guard shack because the guard shack doesn't close fully. Now, corporate is calling me saying, "I don't understand what she's saying. Could you let me know what's going on?" Snake moved, and now it's underneath the door, like trying to get its way fully in. So now corporate has instructed me to go drive up to the snake, start hunking and all this. I'm following directions. I've never had an encounter with a rattlesnake. Snake wiggled his body from underneath the door, and I kid you not, now it's coming towards me. I'm on the phone with the lady telling her, like, I just took the snake off more. It's coming towards me. "Oh, you're fine. You're sitting in a car." That's where the snake came from. The snake came from underneath somebody's car that didn't even know the snake was there. So when she hit the bump, the snake fell onto the street. So we're still calling everybody, trying to get the help that we need to get this snake from in front of the guard shack. So they wind up calling somebody from a different facility. They came to help, not only to be instructed, "Get back into your car, do not touch that snake." But I thought y'all sent him over here to help us. So now 2 hours have passed. This snake is still sitting in front of the guard shack, and no one still has came to help us. The snake finally moves up a little bit, just a little bit, by the cone. And I'm telling her, okay, the snake has moved, like I'm keeping her updated with what's going on, right? So the snake moved up a little bit more. Now it's on the side of the guard shack. I'm telling her, 1, 2, 3, you gonna run out and get in the truck. We get a call instructing us, we bet not leave that post. We have to keep the gates open until help come. Mind you, this is 2 hours later. No one came to help us for 4 hours. We were sitting outside with cameras zoomed in on us, making sure that we weren't going to be a threat or a harm to a snake. The fire department come, and they were like, "This is not an emergency. This is not our field," and left. Finally, the animal control came to tell us that corporate sent them to the wrong address. So they sent them an hour away from where we were. So he comes, he get the snake. Everything is everything. The reason why I might lose my job today, part 2. Now y'all know that animal control has came and taken the snake. After us waiting 4 hours, we still have to make reports and all of this and that. So I wind up leaving after my shift, starting my day as normal. I get approached from the supervisor. He's asking me what happened. He's sorry nobody called him to come and get the snake. I'm talking to him. I'm telling him what had happened. And now the supervisor who was there on site with me, she's still shooken up. She was like, "I don't want to be here. I'm still shaking. I'm this and that." Mind you, she was the one that was in the guard shack while I was outside the guard shack trying to distract the snake because that's what I was instructed to do. And it just ticked the snake off. The snake was going crazy, rattling like a mug. I told her, I said, "I know how you feel." I got in the car. I'm checking the tires. I'm looking in the trunk. It was a scary moment for you to walk out the guard shack and you see a rattlesnake there ready to attack, curled up. She wind up going to the back so they can switch out shifts, right? So the sheriffs arrive. At my post, sheriffs can't come on there if it's not an emergency unless, you know, it's approved, right? So I wind up reaching out to the supervisor, and she didn't answer. The other supervisor answered. He was like, "She's on a conference call with corporate and HR. She's coming out and not in the company truck. She's in her car. She now has left. Oh my gosh, what's going on? And I couldn't talk to her because there was 3 other cars that was exiting after her. So I was like, dang, I don't even have her number to find out what happened. So supervisor reaches out to me. Hey, if you're feeling any type of way, if you're concerned about anything, you know, call corporate. Like, basically they're waiting on your call. I called corporate. I expressed to her, I said, I know it's not your fault, but to leave us out there 4 hours, camera zoomed in on us to make sure we're not harming a snake. No one came. Everybody who you guys sent, you know, I'm talking to her, but I'm very calm. I'm talking to her. I said it was a terrifying situation. So she's like, well, I couldn't even come to help. I was over 2 hours away. And I'm just like, unless you're a professional, girl, I don't even know what we were going to do unless we were all going to sit out there, right? We didn't have pretty much anything to get rid of the snake. We couldn't harm the snake. We couldn't touch the snake. I said, because our job was on the line. And she was like, your job was on the line. I said, yes, the policy here is if we hurt or harm a snake, we can get fired for that. You didn't know that? And she was like, no. And I'm like, but you're the manager over this plant. So how don't you know the policy and procedures here, right? So now she's like, yeah, and I didn't know that the guard shack door didn't close all the way. So mind you, this is the same lady that I bring stuff to her attention because she's in corporate and she's supposed to get things done, right? I told her not too long ago that the office chair was broke. She literally came in the guard shack and started bouncing on the chair to see if I was lying. I told her, I said, well, I did report that in my report. She was like, okay, I have to pull that up. So she was just apologetic. You know, we're having a civil conversation. I'm thinking everything is fine. No one is yelling. No one is cussing. I already had did that the day before when that rattlesnake was in my face. You understand? With the other officers, we just did a conference call. So we would like to do the same with you so we can address things there. Maybe we can get like some snake petals, some this, some that. Like, so we're trying to figure out what to do. But hey, God forbid that we do get bit by the rattlesnake or just any animal. Mind you, there's bobcats around there. There's coyotes. I work swing shift, so I'm coming out to Lord knows what is out there. I've been reporting to them that the lights, the motion lights are out. No one is listening to me. So she was like, well, you just called 911. And I said, so you guys don't have no type of responsibility for us if, you know, something was to happen to us? And she was like, not really. And I was like, what the hell? So if I get bit, so this was a thought. So she was like, what the hell? Oh, now you being disrespectful and cussing at me? What? Now you just flip this around on me that fast? Come back for part 3. Part 3 of why I may lose my job to a rattlesnake. So now y'all know she done flipped the script on me. The crazy part about it is she's telling me that I'm disrespecting her, I'm yelling at her, I'm cussing her out. When did I cuss you out? The conversation before, I brought that up to HR. I said, so what did you bring up to them? Because like now I'm confused. Never knew that I was disrespectful in the first call. And then she goes, you feel like your life is on the line, you can just clock out. I said, I can clock out right now. She like, yeah, go ahead. You feel like your life is on the line? I said, wow, when my life was on the line yesterday, y'all told us it didn't matter if it was 3 a.m. We bet not go nowhere. But now since the situation is over, you want me to clock out? She getting louder. She getting disrespectful. I'm still holding my composure. My voice started to elevate a little bit, but I'm still acting professional. I'm at work. If I was off the clock, trust me, she would have heard it. And then she goes, well, yeah, the other supervisor said that you were going off on him. I said, wait, what? I said, he wasn't even here yesterday, so why would I go off on him? He asked me what happened. I told him what happened. I said, oh, wow, now you really trying to turn this around on me. Well, I'm going to contact this supervisor. So she going to say, matter of fact, yeah, HR will be in touch with you. Click. Damn, contacted the male supervisor. So why did you tell this lady that I was disrespecting you, I'm blaming you, I'm this and I'm that? I didn't tell her that. I said, well, something had to come out your mouth because I was a topic of discussion. And so she ain't gonna randomly just say something like that. So what did you say? I didn't tell her anything. I said, well, you know what? She told me to clock out. I clocked out and I'm driving off this premises. Fast forward to today. HR, nobody hasn't reached out to me. Oh, I called corporate. I'm talking to one of the ladies from HR. Mind you, after our conversation of me wasting 10 minutes, she's not even a person that I am supposed to speak with. She admitted that we don't have any type of protocols in place, right? Just listen.
And we're also trying to figure out what the protocols are going to be coming in the future, because we don't currently have proper protocols for when certain things happen.
Right. So y'all know I'm not crazy. It's 5 o'clock, and guess who gets a text message? You are off schedule until we have our meeting on Tuesday. So now I am about to miss 3 days of work. I'm going to go to that meeting Tuesday. Y'all stay tuned for part 4.